Some people say let's playing is like talking to yourself. But that's nonsense, right, Zach? Welcome back to more Let's Play Ocarina of Time. I'm your host, the Mississippi King, and in the last episode we made it here to Hyrule Castle Town. So, you can talk to the folks here and see what they have to say. And they notice that you're foreign, that you're not from around here. And what I want to do is head to Hyrule Castle. Some may not like how cryptic the game can be, but I think it tends to work in its favor. I mean, there are times when it can get excessive, but I think for the most part, it adds to the feeling that this world has more questions than there are answers. It adds to the immersion. But, sure, some of the crypticism in the game can be pretty annoying, though. I'm not saying all of it adds something to the game, because some of it is just plain stupid. I think for the most part, the crypticism adds something to the game. It forces the player to engage with the game, and it doesn't just give them a free ride. And that's one of the things that makes it so strong. If the game had just held your hand like, say, Skyward Sword, and don't get me wrong, I like Skyward Sword, but if it had just held your hand like Skyward Sword, the game just wouldn't be as strong. I like the two games for different reasons. What makes Ocarina of Time so great is that it demands patience. It requires you to be fully engaged and doesn't allow for you to get by without fully committing to it. And I think that's also what made the original Zelda so good, at least in my eyes. A lot of people seem to think the original hasn't aged well, and I disagree. But I understand why they say that. It's not like I'm entirely clueless. I get that sentiment. You know, the puzzles in the original Zelda were an insult to your intelligence because of how stupidly easy they were. And hunting for secrets could be a pain in the neck. And yeah, I get why a lot of people think that it hasn't aged well, but I think we need more games that demand patience from the players. And this is why I like Ocarina of Time so much. It does demand patience. So what we want to do is head this way. I think we can just head straight like that. Undo, rewind, or edit. Same difference, really. So, just swim along the river at exactly what you want to do. Apparently my memory is a bit rusty. So what you want to do here is use this chicken that we were given. They're actually cuckoos, but whatever. You can't get shy when you're blocking my way. Did you deliver the milk? Well, I would assume the crates there would be the milk. Apparently no one noticed the milk. Must have fallen asleep on the jaw. They're not very good at their jaw. It didn't see a schlub like me, so I guess it's asking too much for them to notice 2 huge crates of milk.
So this is what you do, you just push these blocks this way, and then steam it out since it would be annoying otherwise. So, this means speed montage. Speed montage time. And nighttime apparently. That's gonna be a problem, as you'll soon see. We're going so fast that we're going back in time. 8 miles per hour!
So we can try to go inside here, but we'll run into a bit of an issue. There are guards here, and they'll kick us out, but fortunately just out here. I don't know why they don't just lug me all the way outside of the castle courtyard, but whatever. So what I'm gonna do is wait it out off screen. And we're back! So let's try and sneak in here once again, and see if they're gone. Yeah, you're supposed to actually do this at daytime. And do not get spotted by these suckers, they can be... Actually no, what am I saying? They're easy. This is easy. It just takes quite a bit of time. As they sure do love taking their sweet time about it. But sometimes you get lucky like what just happened there. So we can try to get these rupees, but I'm not that gutsy. I'm only somewhat gutsy. So yeah, the sneaking here, there's not much depth to it. It's pretty simple. There are games with much more depth to it. Now could you hurry it up? They're walking like they're just taking a regular old Sunday stroll. It's Wednesday, sucker! There we go. Now would you hurry it up, punks? I ain't got time for this. This is Wednesday. This ain't Sunday. You ain't got time to go for a Sunday stroll. There. Finally. As I said, not much depth to it, but I love the cutscene that's coming up here. So now we meet Zelda. I got past the guards because they must have been sleeping on the job. So this scene introduces us to one of the game's main themes, the innocence of youth. It's also well shot and composed. Of course, Koji Kondo does an excellent job composing the music here. The theme that's playing now is called Zelda's theme. You'll sometimes hear people say that it's called Zelda's Lullaby. That is not true. That is only a certain version of the theme. What makes the game so fantastic is not necessarily its plot, it's how it's told. This is a great example. People wouldn't talk about the game as much if its plot weren't nearly as well executed as it is. And the music here and cinematography, all of it adds to the feeling that this epic adventure is about to truly unfold. While I have a lot of respect for A Link to the Past, I think it was Ocarina of Time that made the series what it is. I think Ocarina of Time is why the series is so respected. And it made Hyrule into a real world. It doesn't just revolve around the protagonist. It exists outside of Link. And it's not just about how the world reacts to Link, it's also about the world itself. With regards to the whole question of whether it's A Link to the Past or Ocarina of Time that's better, my answer is always Ocarina of Time, though I admit I may be biased since this is the game that got me into the series. But I mean, I have my reasons. The story is rich and well told, and the cinematography is truly astounding. It's something that I don't even think future Zelda games have surpassed, though many have attempted to. The music is rich enough that it practically tells its own story. It's not surprising considering the game has an instrument in its title. And here we're introduced to the main antagonist, Ganondorf. Okay, minor spoiler, but it's not that surprising. And Ganon is one of the greatest antagonists in all of video gaming, and he's viewed as that for good reason. He's my personal favorite antagonist in all of video games. Some people say that Ocarina of Time hasn't aged well, and to be fair, there are some aspects of the game that haven't really aged well. I've covered some of them, but there are more. For the most part, whenever I hear someone say it hasn't aged well, I just think, Sonny, you don't know what you're talking about. This is one of the games that I can proudly point to whenever people ask for video games that have tremendous emotional power. I mean, there's a reason the game got me into the series. As I've said, I may be biased because of that, but I think the game holds up really well. The second time I played it was only better than the first time. I think it's one of those games that just gets better and better with age. Okay, well, not in a lot of aspects, I should say. And there are some things that are really dated about it, but I mean the game as a whole has generally gotten better. But that's all for this part now. This is the Mississippi King signing out, and in the next episode, we'll find out what we can do with that letter. See you next time.